Greetings, history lovers. Welcome to This Tweet in History, the Week in Review, podcasting to you on tape delay from our North American studios. Here are your top stories for the week ending October 10th, 2009. World. Dateline Chicago.
Chicago, Chicago.
Mrs. OLearys' cow kicks off two-day conflagration in the Windy City. The backstory. In 1871, Chicago was a tinderbox. In the year before the Great Fire, the city averaged 2 fires a week. The Great Fire itself may have faded into that statistic were it not for a delayed response, the result of mechanical problems with the alarm, and had there not been a strong southwesterly wind that drove the fire straight to the city's center. Even after the fire was extinguished 2 days later, the city was so hot that the damage couldn't be assessed for another day or so. Sports, Dateline Chicago.
Chicago, Chicago.
October 6, 1945. Stinky Billy goat ejected from Wrigley Field. Cubs left to stink up the park by themselves ever since. The backstory. William had 2 tickets to the World Series and elected to take his goat. Evidently in 1945 Chicago, that wasn't such an unusual choice. The goat, however, was unusually stinky, and the owner ejected Billy and his goat. They left, and as they did, William uttered a curse in his broken English. The Cubs no win here no more. The Cubs went on to lose that game and the series, and since that date, despite more than one goat ceremony to expunge the curse, it's the Cubs who have been the goats, stinking up the field for some 65 years since, and never managing to win the big one.
So you win again, you win again, here I stand again, the loser.
Things that make you go, huh? Dateline USSR, October 9th, 1989. Official Soviet paper reports UFO accompanied by robot in Voronezh. The backstory. TASS, the official Soviet newspaper, picked up an odd story out of Voronezh by the head of the Voronezh Geophysical Laboratory, who later was to assert that the press took liberties with his story. By the time it was printed, it was a tall tale of an alien spaceship flown by giant aliens who had small, beady heads. 3 of these aliens went for a stroll in the park, accompanied by a frightening robot who never left their side. As incredible as the story sounds, it was picked up and reprinted in the United States by the St. Louis Dispatch. This week's birthdays. October 4th, U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes. October 5th, actor Larry Fine. October 6th, architect and designer Le Corbusier. October 7th, South African statesman Bishop Desmond Tutu. October 8th, Argentine Presidente Juan Peron. October 9th, Ex-Beatle John Lennon. And October 10th, composer Giuseppe Verdi. Thank you for joining us for This Tweet in History, the Week in Review. Be sure to follow us on twitter.com/HistorTweet and check our archives at HistorTweet.blogspot.com.